Hey guys, it's Colby from Kratom and Ethnobotanical Support. Uh, how are you? It's been quite some time since I've been on here. I was away because of like surgeries and health issues, and between the move and the surgeries that I needed, I just was not feeling up to doing YouTube videos or blog entries. I hadn't written in my blog up until like a week or so ago. Um, Even though I've been gone from the videos and the blog, uh, I've been pretty active in the Kratom community, though quietly. And I have a few things that I want to discuss with you today that I feel are rather important. Let's see. We're going to start off with pop-up vendors. Pop-up vendors are these guys that started off as Kratom fans and Kratom users and decided one day that they were just going to start selling Kratom. Um, Now, I don't think that they're necessarily bad people. I don't think that they're necessarily gonna be bad vendors. But I do think that I should spread some awareness about these guys. Just be careful when you even just consider purchasing from a pop-up vendor. These are brand new vendors that, haven't been on the scene very long. They might have been Kratom users for the last few months, but anything that's worth doing is worth doing right, especially when it comes to Kratom. And with so much of this legality issue that we have with Kratom as a whole, just up and making a business overnight and selling Kratom out of your basement. It's just, I don't know, it's concerning, it's bothersome, and I need to give you some facts. Number one, the FDA really likes it when you sell Kratom out of a food grade facility, someplace that they can come and check out whenever they'd like. They like it when you have your own business license. They like it when you keep tax records. Uh, a lot of vendors don't sell out of Ziploc bags, and they do it out of the like a special facility is basically what I'm saying. They do it all proper and professional, and a lot of these pop-up vendors don't. And a lot of these pop-up vendors don't even have their own website. And that's a little bothersome as well. And let me explain why. So, before I even try a vendor out, I do all sorts of research on them. I not only go to their website, I go to other sites and I check out their reviews elsewhere, not just on their site, but elsewhere. I speak with them either over the phone, through email, private message on Facebook, something. I always talk with them first before I make an order, and some of that is completely possible with pop-up vendors. But some of these guys, they want you to order through email, they want you to order through private message, over the phone, use outside like payment sources, like say PayPal. And that can be worrisome too. Not having your own site to actually physically be able to go to and make an order should concern you. It should bother you when you are thinking about using a vendor. Number two, reviews. A lot of the reviews, and really a lot of us in the Kratom community, are using social media to talk more and get together. We come together in these Facebook groups, and this is where I'm seeing a lot of these pop-up vendors. I'm also seeing all these different people, like specifically with a couple of them. I've been seeing a lot of different people coming on and being like, "Oh, this guy's Kratom is great. This strain is fantastic from this guy." But I haven't seen them around the scene very often. They don't have their own website. They want you to order through email, send you money through pop money or whatever, and you know, you just need to be careful. It's easy enough to make your own profile, make 10 other profiles, to give yourself these glowing reviews. And I think that we all need to be aware of that. If you are in the Kratom community and you are on social media, you know that there is, like, I don't want to say there's a top 10, but there's, 20 or so of the people that are rather, for lack of a better term, prominent in the Kratom community. They've been around these groups since they started. They've tried so many vendors. I honestly think that if you're considering trying a new vendor, whether it's one of these new pop-up vendors or not, I think that you should talk to one of these guys, or a couple of them, better yet, and see what they have to say. I mean, if you're just looking into a new vendor, speak with one of who I call the Kratom vets, the veterans of the Kratom community. Speak with them. They know what's going on. They know who to go to. They know who has good Kratom, which strain from which vendor. I mean, I don't want to discourage you from trying one of these pop-up vendors, but just, there's not too many ways to research these guys as I'd usually like to do. And I just want to add one more thing with the website. When you have a website, you are also on other websites that basically track your website. They see who goes to it. They know where your host is. They can tell you if it's, if it has spam on it, if it's safe, and you can't check that out and make sure that that website is safe, or if it's been around for a while, or if they purchased it and, like, basically are going to be around for a while as well. And new websites or no website shouldn't be like your deciding factor, but you should be considering that when it comes to new vendors. If they have a brand new website, or they don't have one at all and they don't plan on being around, that could be a sign of a scam. And we have, in the last few months, had a few people that have either been scammed or not necessarily intended by the vendor, but they didn't receive their orders on time. They didn't receive the right stuff. They didn't really have too much communication with the vendor, and that's worrisome. Just a few weeks ago, there was one of the newer vendors, and he took on a whole lot more customers and orders than he was really prepared to do. And this poor guy, really felt bad for him. Everybody was just freaking out and saying all this bad stuff, when truly I believe that he was a good guy, that he meant no harm, that he was really trying. But when you have all these people trying to get something that you promised them that they paid for, and they're just freaking out on you, oh my, I couldn't even imagine this poor guy's anxiety over this whole situation. And while it has been figured out, and some people are still waiting, some people got their order, some people got refunded, either way, it was just one heck of a situation that you don't want to find yourself in. I mean, if I'm down to the last little bit of my money, and this money is what I have set for a Kratom vendor, for my Kratom supply that month, I want to go with somebody that I know I can trust. Just about any Facebook group that is Kratom oriented will have a list of vendors, like an approved vendors list, basically saying that we know that these guys are legit, that their Kratom is good, that they have good customer service, and check out those lists. I also have one on my website. vendors that I review personally, sometimes they don't know that they're being reviewed by me, but I do write a review on every vendor that I try out. And good or bad, I tell the truth. I will I will never sugarcoat it for any reason because I want to look out for your safety. I'm very concerned about the Kratom community's safety when it comes to their product and their money, and I just wouldn't want to be in a bad situation like that hoping to get my Kratom or my refund from this new vendor. Now, all of that being said, I do want to say that, after so long, and of course, first off, we all have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. But if you see other people, making purchases, they have been successful in receiving their Kratom in a timely manner, they got their product, it's good product. If you see so many of the people that you've come to know from the groups or the forums saying that, yeah, this guy is okay, go ahead and give him a shot. Just, like I said, I'm not saying that they're all bad, but do proceed with caution. Now, let's see. The Kratom Craze. That's where we're at. So, I dubbed this whole event the Kratom Craze because it was a little scary and it did get, by all means, crazy. Now, a lot of people that I've talked to, they don't want me really talking about it, but I feel that this is one of those things that we should all be made aware of. It is very important, so please listen up to this. At the end of February, all of a sudden, there was an import ban of sorts on Kratom. I got an email the night before. It just broke loose in the Kratom groups and forums that on the news in Canada, they were saying that no Kratom vendor could ship to the U.S. And at first I was like, it couldn't be true. You guys know how I feel about media to begin with. So when I heard this, I just kind of shrugged it off. And then I got messages the next day from several people in the community. I got emails from different vendors. Usually I'm up to date on this, but when I shrugged it off, I let it go because I had researched it for hours and couldn't find one thing. Not anywhere on the internet, not any Canadian news station. They weren't saying anything about it. But apparently, even overseas in like Indonesia, they were told by the shipping company DHL not to ship to us at all. No Kratom could come into the U.S. Now, thankfully, we have some really good vendors here that do actually care about us, and completely outside of the business, they care about Kratom as a whole. And these vendors and a group, the American Kratom Association, which totally gets a virtual high five from me because they are awesome folks that work very hard for nothing. They talked with DHL, they were on the phone with the FDA, they made some compromises, and within 2 or 3 days, maybe 4, we were able to get Kratom moving again. The shipments were being released and sent to the vendors. But that 2 or 3, 4 days were very scary. Vendors were raising prices, less was available on the website. Like usually you can get 1 ounce to a kilo. Most were taking the 1 pound and the kilo size off of their website completely. Some vendors, I think I spoke with 3 or 4 personally, were actually running very low. And so it was a scary situation, and I just want you to be aware of that. There's all these nasty news stories, and like I said, you know how I feel about the media, but for the FDA to shut us down just just like that, it was nothing, just overnight, and we weren't allowed to get shipments of kratom in, and it's a scary thing to think about. I think that we need to be aware of how the vendors are selling kratom, how they're portraying kratom. There's a lot of vendors, the ones in particular that sell bright and colorful, crazy named packages at smoke shops, how smoke shops in particular market their kratom. I think if we want to keep it around, and especially for the people who rely on it, who depend on it, um, we're pain relief, anxiety, depression, low energy, just all of these things, and we need to take care of them too. I know me personally, without it, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed, and I would have been stuck on pain pills for the last few months had it not been for kratom alleviating my pain. And I just think that we should all check out the vendors, and like not even just, gosh, I don't know, just be careful who you buy from, especially if they market it all crazy. uh, Now, as for like my latest projects and drawings, um, I probably won't do a drawing, like I said, for another week or so, maybe 2 or so weeks, and I'll see how people react to that. Uh, Tonight, my virtual high five goes to a new company. It's called RelaxRemedy.com. I'm in no way affiliated with them, but they're a brand new company, and according to the owner, they're trying to do things right, and they want to do good stuff for the community. So go ahead and check them out, and let me know what you think. I'll be doing a review on them over the next week. So as always, please visit ethnodefender.wix.com/kratom support, and let me know if I can do anything for you. I absolutely still volunteer to assist vendors. Uh, Whatever you need, just let me know, and if I can't do it, I'll find somebody who could. And, peace, love, and kratom.